Hey guys, welcome to Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs,
And I'm David Woldingen.
and it's time for us to preview Mizzou getting back after it, trying to rebound after the disaster in College Station. This time taking on the UMass Minutemen. Before we begin, please guys go ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and find us all over social media: Facebook, Instagram, X, and Spotify. So let's start, David, on a bit of a fun note, a quirky note. Uh, Mizzou playing UMass. Yeah, they wear kind of a maroonish type color, not totally dissimilar from what I'm wearing. I'm wearing this on purpose because we were discussing it. And you look at Mizzou's schedule. What colors Boston College wear? What's A&M wear? Close enough. And then you have UMass, pretty close. And then you have Auburn. And then Bama, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Mississippi State, all pretty close to this color. And even Arkansas's red, not that far off. If you include Arkansas's regular red, that's 8 of the 12 opponents wearing something very close to what this color I'm wearing here. Just a very random, quirky thing on the schedule, David. My question, is it intentional?
No, not at all. I mean, the Boston College thing has been set up for a while. Mizzou had no idea their SEC schedule until they changed it to this.
Oh, come on now.
So,
I
no, it's
I
not
want it
random.
to be intentional, but no.
No.
Yeah, just like last year, Missouri was able to be the Tennessee state champions. Missouri has a chance to be the Massachusetts state champions. Got a win over Boston College already. Now going to Amherst, play the Minutemen, and this is the perfect time for Missouri to have a non-con type of game.
Yeah, they definitely need to wake up, if you will. Like I still can't get over the just what we saw last weekend. So they need it desperately. They need to figure things out. They need to figure out some type of internal voice or leadership. There's a lot they need to look at, and mainly starting with themselves.
Yeah, it was not just, well, they got beaten, they got beat bad. It was they did not belong on the same field. It was that lopsided. And frankly, this video is about what we want to see out of this game. We didn't do any research at UMass on their players or anything of the sort. They're 1-5. They're independent. That's the extent of my research on them. They're one win, Central Connecticut State. Uh, if that lack of research really impacts your knowledge of this game or how the game goes, anything of that nature, Missouri has even bigger problems than we thought. You know, in this game, it's all about regaining confidence, finding some sort of balance on offense, finding something for the left side of the offensive line. Brady Cook just trying to find anything resembling a rhythm, and then seeing what's going on with the defense. Because the last 3 games, it's been a lot different than the first two.
Maybe some semblance of actual coaching too.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, the one thing that still runs in my mind is I don't know how true or not it was, but Drink was adamant that Reed was starting
Yeah.
and against A&M, and it looked like their game plan was for Reed. And when Wegman, who's more of a pocket passer, came in, they had no plan defensively.
Yeah.
So I begin to wonder if Drink was really telling the truth when he said the game plan for Reed and expected him to start, which really begs or brings concern on Corey Batoon's idea of defense and the fact that there was very little pressure. He started to dial it up a little bit towards the end of the game, but like the fact that it took them that long to realize.
Yeah, at this point, you almost have to you just work on some blitzes because this is the halfway point in the season. Missouri has to honestly experiment with blitzing because they're going to need it this second half. I don't want Missouri to go into homecoming saying, "All right, well, let's try some blitzes." And basically the first time they tried anything. They need to know, all right, this is a blitz where just player execution, what they have on that side of the ball, who is more effective. They need to know, all right, Corey Flagg is effective as a blitzer, or man, you send Toriano Pride or Nick DeLoach, anybody as a corner blitz, that is surprisingly effective. Anything, you have to have an idea of where you're at. And the entire team, every single aspect almost, is just a complete mess. And for me, I think what I want to see is balance with the offense. My meaning, the first 4 games of the season, there was a question of why is Missouri not trying the deep ball? Why are they not connecting on the deep ball and so forth? And then against A&M, deep ball, deep ball, deep ball, deep ball, deep ball, deep ball, deep ball. By the time Missouri was down 17-0, Nate Noel had 2 carries. The team had 3 carries, one being a QB keeper. It went from one extreme to the other. And it's shocking for me, honestly, because I thought Kirby Moore looked like a genius calling plays a year ago. And these last 2 games against Vandy and A&M, he's looked silly. So I don't know if that is reactionary to Brady Cook just being terrible or if he's panicking or what. But there's got to be a balance.
Well, and I want to see, but I can promise you 100% it's not going to happen. But I would have loved to have seen Payne get the start over Cook. I'd love to see him bench Cook for this game, or at least sit him for a quarter
Well, if
just
your
to make
Pine
him,
is not
or
playing in the fourth quarter, then it is
fine.
clear Drinkwitz is just avoiding any sort of questions,
Yeah.
which is malpractice as a head coach.
Well, and then
It's explain, well, it was a blowout. I wanted to get my backup some reps, you
the
know?
other serious question I have about Drink, and I don't know how many people realize this, but he has yet to play a quarterback he has recruited.
Yeah, that's stunning. That
So,
Missouri here, year 5 of the Drinkwitz era. Brady Cook is an Odom recruit. What does it mean? I don't know. Uh, it's not encouraging. So, I mean, is Missouri just a train wreck at quarterback once Cook is gone? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Probably not this year though, unless Brady Cook really is hurt. Which that question was asked in Tuesday's presser. Drinkwitz said, "Nope, he's healthy." So we'll see. Uh, yeah, I want to see Nate Noel established. I want to see Missouri understand they are a team that is better running the football to set up the pass. You know, it was like against the Aggies, they were trying to hit home run balls to appease the fans, and appeasing the fans was the point of their play calling, which is insanity. I mean, from our seats, that's what it looked like. And they need to understand what they are, and that is a run first team. Nate Noel is a weapon. Marcus Carroll is a wonderful complement, being more of a straight downhill power kind of guy. And if Missouri wants to embrace that, get Jamal Roberts, even Kwan Lacey, some reps. You know, it's frustrating that Missouri seems to refuse to accept the fact that they are a run first team.
which
I
is
don't care about the
which,
talent in the wide receiver room with Luther Bird and Theo Weiss, everybody else. Do what gets the team a win.
which is crazy because last year they were a run first team. They
Yeah.
used Schrader to set up everything else. So I mean, I honestly think they're outthinking themselves. The coaching staff's just straight up outthinking themselves, and I don't. They think they know what the problems are, and I don't think they do. And I think they're second guessing themselves, and they're trying to figure it out, and they're at a loss what to do, which is a serious problem.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to stay focused on this UMass game specifically. It's all about righting the ship.
Mhm.
This is a game where they need to just regain their any semblance of swagger and confidence. Because from the outside looking in, this looks like a frustrated and rattled team.
And
And while
quite honestly,
going
they
up
need to
and
win.
beating UMass by 30 or 40 or whatever
Yeah.
is not going to all of a sudden vault you back into the top 10, it can at least make you give you the warm fuzzy. All right, I am capable. I can do this for a
And
lot of these players.
I would argue with you they need to get 50
Yeah,
to really
I'm
establish
not
any
going to tell
type of
you otherwise.
in
Problem
order
is,
to
I don't know if they
establish
can.
in order to establish any type of confidence, they need to get 50. And the reason why I say that is Mizzou had what 38 on Buffalo.
Yeah,
Buffalo went in there
51 against Murray State.
yeah, and Buffalo went in over there and shut out UMass. Had almost 40 points against UMass. So Mizzou really needs to get 50 or more points in this game for me to even think they've come close to riding the ship. If they didn't, I think we have serious issues.
Yeah, so before we do picks, let's talk about one key you want to see with Missouri. For me, David, I want to see balance on offense. For me that means using the run to set up the pass, but find the balance between running the football and using it to set up those deep shots instead of what felt like taking deep shots for the sake of taking deep shots. Have the a rhythm and almost like a not a pattern in terms of predictability, but every play is meant to set something else up later in the game, right? I want to see that.
I want to see physicality and urgency um, coming out of the gate against Texas A&M. Quite honestly, they looked like they didn't want to be there. You're going into a stadium up in UMass that's only 17,000 people. It's tiny. You're not going to be, the eyes are not going to be on you. Uh, it's going to be one of those sleepwalk type game mentalities, I think, and I fear. And Mizzou just needs to have some fire in them. They need to come out, be physical, be ready to jump down their throats at the start. They can't have a slow start. They need to come out fired up to make up for really what they did against A&M, but kind of what we've been seeing all year that they just look disinterested at the start of these games. So there really needs to be some type of mental shift with the whole team that they need to come out with urgency.
Yeah, that's a great point about the team looking awful the first, call it 10 minutes of the football game. That's 3 games in a row where the entire football team has looked like a mess to start. And I don't know if that's just awful game week game planning and having to adjust or improper motivation or what. But yeah, the team has looked flat 3 games in a row to start. So predictions. Mizzou 27-point favorite as of us filming on Tuesday. I've got Missouri bouncing back, win. I don't think there's any drama there of picking Missouri to win this thing. I'm going to go 40-10. So covering, I don't think it's going to be any sort of wow factor. It'll be a grind it out, a little bit like the Buffalo game where they just grind it out and by the end of it the score looks kind of big. 30-point margin. It's just something that it'll slowly but surely build up without being too spectacular.
Yeah, I have Missouri winning 38-6. And quite honestly, I think it's going to be a lackluster game. Hopefully I'm wrong on that and they come out fired up. Really just take their anger out on UMass. I hope that's what happens. I just after the
I don't see
last
it
two
either.
yeah, after the last three games, it's really lackluster. In my opinion, and they need to win this game by 50. Most likely 38-6 is what we're gonna see, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we're of the same mindset. They're just going to completely out talent UMass more than anything.
Mm.
And, Bama plays who is it, South Carolina, somebody, whoever it is, Alabama is going to destroy them. Whoever, I think it's South Carolina. That's going to be abject humiliation and taking their anger out after losing to Vandy. I have full confidence of that. I don't think Missouri is going to do that. And I think that's leadership, both from coaching and players. We talked about this when we basically roasted the team in the hotel room there, that video. Who's your leader on this football team, either side of the ball? With Darius Robinson and Cody Schrader gone, it's a mystery and it shows. And I think that lack of leadership leaves the players a little bit rudderless. And honestly, they don't feel like as much of a team, a cohesive unit compared to last year.
Yeah, 100% agree.
So there we go. Grind it out talent wins. We both have them covering without looking overly impressive.
Well, until then, we'll keep you updated with anything Mizzou football. And here's hoping they prove us wrong and come out angry. But otherwise, we'll keep you guys up to date with all things and make sure you continue to watch us as many sports are kicking into gear, including hockey as the hockey
Blues with a
season
win
start.
opening night.
Yeah. And then don't look now, but Mizzou basketball season's coming up here soon too. So we're gonna have some videos on that soon as well. So make sure you stay tuned to Under the Arch Sports, and thank you as always for watching.